doesn't like that this channel exists. Allie Priestley doesn't like that this channel exists. The Feltons don't like probably that this channel exists. Lonnie really doesn't like that this channel exists, so much so that woman has been grooming children. That's all I'm going to say. She can go to her cult leader who outed her and threw her under the bus to get the full details on how Lonnie, Truthy Miss Sleuthy, the worst sleuth of all times, has possibly been the one everyone's trying to be blaming Carr's antics on, right? Y'all don't know what you think you know. You think you have receipts you don't have, right? Might be the mind virus. Might be the mind virus. I suggest practicing Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian prayer. We can even do it now if you want. I mean, we're going to watch Aaron first, but like, we might be able to have a conversation after if there's anyone who would like to. That'd be a little more word salad. We might want to do it next time, but hey, I've already put out some feelers on like, well, we know what's going on that camp. Lonnie's a groomer, if you missed the beginning, right? That's all I said. She's going to need to go to her cult follower to find out why she's a groomer. But let's just, sorry, I want to be very specific. Legal definition of illegal grooming. Grooming is when someone builds trust with a child and sometimes the adults around them to gain access to and control the child by normalizing certain behaviors and expectations. Just so we know what I'm talking about when I say it, right? Oh, it's not a bold claim. Go to your cult follower there, Lonnie Mulvaney. Find out why. A conversation between her and Katie. Let's get clearer because, it can get confusing. Katie and Allie had a conversation about you. And you, my love, nope, can't even. You fuckface are a groomer. No, see, I love it. I love it. No, I don't trust Katie. I also don't trust Allie. But I do trust the conversation between them and how you guys always come out and bite each other in the ass constantly and blame it on us, right? You are one. Again, go to your cult leader and find out. I ain't doing that labor for you, Lonnie Mulvaney. It's not happening. And you're made friends with the groomers, with the groomer. Like, Lonnie is and Kaya, they're all yours. I'm not saying Kaya's a groomer, just Lonnie. Kaya's just a horrible person. Lonnie's just writing entire texts in the, I know, right? It's totally gross. Not a fan. Right when 14 people are watching too, which is my birthday day. What were a business that she sold that Allie is still attacking. Still will people will say something in the comments about that business and Allie will still kind of encourage instinct. And it's she's not even involved with it anymore. The poor woman who bought the business from Samara and everyone involved with anything. And she called all the people involved with Carrie Ann's food truck and got other people to call and got people to tank the Yelp review. Because Carrie Ann bought trademarks, but it's to stop a bully. And she's called her dangerous, in a cult that Carrie Ann escaped ex-in-laws.
And if you continue, clearly you are a bully because you got what you wanted.
Allie has already, I would love for her to get her, because at this point, it's just worth, it's just fodder for Allie to use. You see, Lonnie Mulvaney, you've been in this since before, right? You were in this before January 2023. You've been in it all along. I'm not explaining and doing your labor for you. Your cult leader can explain it to you. I'm not doing the labor for any of you anymore. So when you all come here with things like, what did she just say about Jane? We're not Jane can do what they want to do, but I'm not explaining my shit to you anymore, right? The next errand that comes up, we can talk about literally anything and I'll explain one-on-one. But no, I'm not doing your labor for you. You don't get to come here and spin my energy all around. You're a groomer, Lonnie Mulvaney. Go ask Allie what she told Katie. Go ask your friend / cult follower who you've been helping all along come after my child and everyone's children. While, turns out, you're a little groomer. Just like Holly Ballinger, right? Well, Allie's saying we are. The grooming of children, you're going to need to go to Allie for. I'm not explaining it further, but I will keep repeating it. So You do you, Lonnie Mulvaney. Nope. Because you do this. You do that. And I gotta tell you, anyone who would do this for any reason, shape, or form, and is more concerned about, right, coming here and making me do labor for them instead of going to their cult leader for that labor. What you've done all along, Lonnie, right? You've been doing labor for Allie and making all of us do labor for you behind anonymous accounts. Well, then you got, right, Lonnie Mulvaney, and you're like, no, you came up here all angry, and then came up here a second time with her covered like this. Is going to be as long as I need it to be in order to process what I think, for the time period I first heard about this, was the absolute worst thing to happen. And that's saying a lot in the cultapalooza drama of the 2023 Allie Priestley debacle. That Lonnie thought it would be a good idea to try to friend mine and other people's children on Roblox. That is child grooming. To try to get in contact with a child without their parents' permission or knowledge. Now Lonnie is spinning it that no, of course she would have asked for my permission. She's not that stupid. Beg to differ. So here I am yesterday explaining, right, what jubilee means when she says grooming. Lonnie's trying to argue Allie's version with me. No, we already have Allie's version. That's in the thumbnail that you guys have now made buddy again, right? Is on you that you would choose to still be friends with Allie after she said this about you to Katie, right? But here I am yesterday explaining quickly. To clear up what I mean when I say Lonnie's a groomer, thumbnail. That is the whole story. Lonnie thought it would be a good idea to friend my kid on Roblox. That is grooming. We're not friends. If she was worried about my child, right, literally any of the other mothers, she'd, right, like the other autistic mothers, that group that had CPS called on, right, those would be better friends for my kid. Clearly not the lying group of people, not the people who change their story and scramble constantly. I'm just gonna, because I don't have any other way of sharing it, green screen. So that was me yesterday explaining, right, what I mean when I say Lonnie is a groomer who would do something so despicable as trying to friend her enemy's child on Roblox with her own children. That's gross. That's bad for your kids. That's bad for my kids. And in Allie's own words, read in my voice, let's hear what that thumbnail said. This is a message sent by Allie Priestley to Katie Felton about Lonnie. I know we both have to run, but I had to tell you this story too. Lonnie said last week she was thinking about getting her own kids to try to somehow find Jubilee's kid on Roblox or something so she could get information and so that her kids could help Jubilee's girl. What? I was like, Lonnie, you're out of your mind. She's really being stupid, and I will be fully ignoring her from here on out. What she did with you is totally over the line. And now I know she's just like this to everyone. I want to do something about Carrie Ann too, because she is the only one that's truly a dangerous person, I think. But let's just pause there, right? This is April, I believe. So they've yet to call CPS and the police en masse on me, right? But I'm not a dangerous person, right? Despite the fact Allie has implied I'm a dangerous person all along the way, implied I would commit acts of violence by going to her town of residence, crawl through her window, and hurt her with a knife. She's implied I would hurt my child to frame her, but I'm not dangerous, only Carrie Ann. Again, these people only care about their own feelings. If they feel safe, because people are disclosing stuff that they full on did with their full chests. Full did this. Lonnie said this to Allie. Allie spun it in this way, said it to Katie. This isn't that much of a spin, right? This is I agree with, right? She was trying to get information. That she would do that with her own kids? Gross, icky, grooming. Would be a way to get Jubilee's YouTube removed and to get them all to stop harassing people. I think we can possibly get something done with Carrie Ann. So thank you to your whole family. And now the messages Lonnie sent after my live yesterday or during my live yesterday. I read it after. Here is part 1. Believe what you want. I know what I said, what I meant, and no, I would never. In reference to, Allie twisted it, if anyone did. So were you lying? I'm hearing the voice. She actually read it in my head. Like, Allie spun it, if anyone did. No, Allie spun it, right? Allie's version that was in the thumbnail that we just saw is grooming behavior, right? Do I trust Allie? In this regard, yes, I trust that you were trying to get in cozy with my child to get info for your cult leader because your cult leader said it. Do you get that? I don't trust Allie that she's a good, kind person, but I do trust what she says about you because you're friends with her, like that you've been involved all along and that you know everything from that side, right? At least at this time period. When you said this, or Jubilee, you're intentionally spinning it. You know that this is not what I said. Okay, little new age scary people, right? Who went from Christianity to new age spirituality. Spinning it is just giving it meaning, right? Allie's meaning is what Jubilee says is grooming. Lonnie's like, but Allie didn't mean it, and I'm friends with my cult leader, and I'm still friendsies and besties. So like, she added the meaning. If anyone added meaning, that you're a groomer by my definition. You would need to come and tackle my definition, right? Don't do that. You're just gonna, you already did, and you proved the point. You proved that you thought in your little brain it was a good idea to try to pair up our children on Roblox, and that's the best of. Worst of for your kids, but best of as far as at least it wasn't you, right? Pretending to be a child. But that means you were going to connect your children with my children, right? And then your whole version of me as a parent, disgusting. And Allie's version, not reality, not what I've said or mean or anything like that. You are the one who was constantly saying you want a community. And at rock bottom,
So I said shit I would ask. Right, we need in-person community, not friends on Roblox and online for my kid. That's not what we need. In-person community. And my kid, not rock bottom. Actually, maybe now, after all you effers decided to cause way more trauma, right? This is not what was reality, not what I said. In fact, I said the opposite, right? I said, we need in-person community. And because I'm never going to show my kid online, I'm going to need to get to know them online first. Then we would introduce our kids if they had kids, right? Clearly, it's not going to be Lonnie. Come on. Doesn't live close and is a horrible person. Juby, if she wanted our kids to connect. But I didn't. It was a thought because you say your kid is on screen constantly. You are clearly not around to supervise what she's doing. While I'm streaming, she could be connecting with someone, right? We have rules. Like anyone with any responsible parent with their kid on screens, she knows the rules, I know the rules, right? I'm not going to disclose them because I heard Lonnie's rules for sleepovers, and those sounded like bad rules, gross rules. Just say them to your kid. Creepy and gross. Because you are streaming constantly. So yeah, I had a fear that she's being exposed to creepy people. I think we all are and are scared our kids will be exposed to creepy people online, right? Like this creepy person. Hence why I think this is the worst thing to have happened when I heard about it, right? Now, the fact that they didn't connect makes it not the worst thing, right? That they have zero tech skills. I can't do that, right? It's not as big of a problem as in the beginning when it was like, you did what? You friended my kid on Roblox? I don't even know how that's possible. But oh dear God, there will be police involved if that had happened on the internet. And was like, damn, my kids can be her kid's friend if you are desperate for community. It was a thought of compassion, thinking your kid has no one in her life to play with. It was a motherly instinct. That's your weird spin in your head. My kid has friends, right? We don't have a community. My kid has friends. Thinking your kid is alone in her room with no one. Allie took what I said out of context because Katie was being the liar she is. She apologized and told me what she said before Katie ever even sent it to you. This is just for context of what I said between the two. But yeah, no, that's what narcissists do, right? It's like when she badmouthed her ex-friend as soon as they had a falling out to everyone in voice notes and then went and spread it all over the internet. That's like pre-cleanup for narcissists. This is not the flex you think it is. This is Allie's a bad friend to you, to Katie, to everybody. She only cares about herself. And she was like, oh no, Katie has those voice notes where I outed Lonnie as a groomer. I better go to the groomer and explain. Be friends with who you want. Do not friend children. That was a stupid idea, no matter how you spin it now. Right? Spinning is meaning, right? Spinning isn't wrong and bad. It's adding meaning. My meaning, very truly, is that what you did is grooming. That's not a spin. I'm saying it with a tone of voice with like zero jokey. That is gross and disgusting. And the definition of child grooming. To go out and seek somebody else's child who you're an enemy with to friend so you can get information for your cult leader by your own cult leaders. Let's just play that again quickly, just so we have it refreshed before I go to part 2. I know we both have to run, but I had to tell you this story too. Lonnie said last week she was thinking about getting her own kids to try to somehow find Jubilee's kid on Roblox or something so she could get information and so that her kids could help Jubilee's girl. What? I was like, Lonnie, you're out of your mind. She's really being stupid, and I will be fully ignoring her from here on out. What she did with you is totally over the line. And now I know she's just like this to everyone. I want to do. It's not something. We don't need to listen to the whole thing again, right? I'm back to play a little bit longer than I wanted to. All right, here is the second part that comes after. But I'm like, be friends with who you want, i.e. your cult leader who outed you as a groomer. Don't be friends with random people's children or try to be friends with my child or anyone you had a negative experience with. Just don't try to be friends with children in this way on Roblox, you creepy creep. I did or would do. And I said I would ask you if you would want my kid Roblox for your kid to play with. Isn't that fun narcissistic spinning, right? By Lonnie, I'm talking about specifically. And we read what Allie said, and Allie came and cleaned it up before, right? So she did so preemptively, right? They're already buddy. Even though Allie threw her under the bus with a grenade. Like, okay, you're now saying you would have asked my permission, right? That no, how would you get information? And of course I would say no, and we're not friends. I would just let you actually contact me on Instagram, right? It doesn't say block at the bottom, doesn't say she went like through third parties to get us connected, which is fine. You have a way of talking to me now, right? On Discord, on Instagram. I wouldn't suggest it because you keep biting yourself and your whole team in the butt, but you got a way to contact me. But yet, right, you didn't ask permission. You just, in your head, were like, wouldn't this be cool if like we were in her house with voice? Like we could get Jubilee's child to spy on Jubilee through my children or through me pretending to be my children. Worst thing, right? When I thought this was actually a possibility. Stupidest thing, worst thing. Let's listen to her. The fuck? You know Allie had the story wrong and you heard and saw what I said and you still are going to go with Allie's version of what she thought I meant? The one time you believe Allie, yet earlier when I told you, you admitted Allie spun it, but you still made. Everyone spins everything, right? And it's a reflection of us on the inside. Whatever you told Allie, we saw the thumb note she sent Katie, and you're choosing to still be friends with Allie, right? That was what my point was, right? Allie spun it. So go to Allie, right? Now to correct that version, but the version that's now up online, you can't correct. That is her throwing you under the bus with a grenade. You get that, right? And yet you're still friends with her, and she's gonna keep doing this to you, and you're gonna keep doing this to her. We're all gonna get so dizzy. That video. So much for having the right information at the right time. You intentionally now are misrepresenting me and my intentions. Sorry if I felt bad. No, you're misrepresenting, right? I just felt bad for you. I'm a good guy person. You're going to burn me at the stake. I was doing a video to explain when Jubilee says Lonnie's a groomer, here's what she means. She does not mean an SEX groomer. Does not mean that. No. I mean, you were trying to get information. You were trying to get in close to my child, which is still the definition of grooming, which I also put up in the thumbnail. Thinking your kid had no friends and thought, I would ask Juby if she would be okay with our kids interacting, if she needed friends to play with, but I didn't. Again, Allie's had CBS called on 5 autistic mothers, right? I have mothers with children online that I'm friends with, that I trust, that I know are good mothers. Why would I not connect my kid to those people? And if you really wanted to help, why wouldn't you suggest that instead of connecting them to my kid and your kid? You don't know my kid. So you think your kids are good and awesome and you want to connect them for the sake of my kid, sacrificing yours. You get how the spin doesn't make sense, right? That's why Allie's version makes sense. In meaning making sense, right? Not in I trust her. She's not my cult leader. But her version of you trying to get friends with my kid for information is what I trust. Because that makes sense. This doesn't make sense. It was a moment of damn, and that would be nice for her to have good kids to play with. That's all. Sell whatever story I know what I meant and what I said. You are on the internet begging for a community and said you and your child are getting worse. I said, damn, I would also know I, with my physical medical condition, over the course of a decade was getting worse, right? And I said we don't have like in-person community since the beginning of the pandemic. We're correcting that. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. And stop throwing each other under the bus with grenades. It's not good for anyone, for anyone's children. Asked Juby if she wanted my kids' handles for her daughter to have friends that are good kids. Yep, I'm a child groomer and a horrible person. You got me. Damn, Juby. You got the real intentions of what Jay said, and I obviously didn't ask you or follow through. I just felt the true intentions of what Jay said. Who's Jay? Am I Jay? I don't know who you're talking about when you use Jay amidst all the names, right? Even full names doesn't quite work because of how many repeats there are. Bad. You keep saying you have no one and no community. Burn me at the stake. It was my heart being broken hearing you say you are at rock bottom and need community for you and your daughter. After my sister and Allie and Lonnie and all that, when I hear my heart broken, I just hear narcissism now. That's centering your feelings, not your kid's safety, not my safety, not my kid's safety. Sorry, your kid's my kid's safety, right? No, your little heartbreak you centered over the made up story that you spun in your head about what I said, right? That my kid is rock bottom, I'm rock bottom, and we need Lonnie to come save us. So you groomed children. It's in your head, right? Like, luckily you didn't have the tech skills to actually do it, or there'd be cops. And me feeling bad and saying I would be open to asking you if you would want our kids to play together. It was a thought of compassion, but I didn't follow through because we are not friends, and that is weird. It was just I feel bad. I wish my good kids could be her friends. You probably need good friends. How many times does she censor her feelings and all this, right? I feel bad. My heart's breaking. And it's going to get uncomfy on this channel because we're not censoring narcissists' feelings. We're not censoring adults' feelings besides mine because it's my channel, right? Not because I'm more important than other people, because it's my channel. And Jubilee censors my child above all else. So my kids' feelings and all kids' feelings, because I also create a world for everyone, which means creating a world for everyone. Children especially. When we raise children that aren't traumatized, they grow up to be adults that aren't traumatized, and unhurt people don't go around hurting people constantly. So that's the key to the better beautiful world, is raising the next, creating society for our descendants and not our ascendants. Not our ancestors, creating society for our descendants. We have the same ancestors when we go back far enough, and we have the same descendants when we go forward far enough. It's just right now we're separated in space and time. But you still choose to sell me as some malicious child groomer? It wasn't a weird thought. It's that I feel bad seeing you ask for community. Okay, so one more time. Child grooming is malicious, but you've decided malicious child grooming can only mean one thing and one thing only, and that's what you've spun in your head to be what I'm meaning. That's not what I'm meaning. I mean exactly what you tried to do in your little brain. You tried to friend my kid on Roblox through your kids' accounts? Bad. Through an account pretending to be your kid's account, which will be the next spin, I know. Bad, right? All bad. Luckily, your tech skills couldn't keep up with your harebrained idea, all right? And it doesn't seem to be happening, but fuck me for having a fucking heart and feeling bad. And it was not something I would actually do for a multitude of reasons. You went over those reasons, right? But you still thought enough to tell Allie, right? Enough for Allie to make the spin that it was for her own good, right? To get information, yeah, do that. But also I'm going to spin you to Katie currently because it's fit in my narrative that you're a bad guy and stupid because right now Katie doesn't like Lonnie. Here's the thing: when you're in a cult, especially an internet cult, they're all trying to get in with the cult leader. They're all trying to be besties with Allie. And then when that goes awry, they're like, we don't want to be besties. And then they want to distance themselves and have nothing to do with anything they've done or any of these people have done. Meanwhile, they're like, trying to get in on our side is the water carriers. We stand on truth. You never stood on truth. And this is the issue with Lonnie specifically, is she hates a liar. So she has to misremember her own memories, her own actions, so that she's not a liar. She just goes back and changes them. She's a liar. Everyone else can see that, Lonnie. You're going to have to sit with that and deal with it, right? Your intentions were grooming intentions. My definition. Allie's screenshot. Well, it wasn't from Allie, but it was from Allie and Katie, right? We got the screenshot. Every time their side gets a screenshot, they spin it in so many ways. Carrie Ann warned Allie about the trademark. Allie still spins that as a death threat. You all are like, yay, Allie, so smart, so brilliant. When in full chest, Allie basically admits to grooming, right? Now, did Allie use the word grooming? No, she did not. Jubilee is, because that's how serious this was. And I will continue to use it, and I will put this video up and that video up so you know why I'm using it, my definition of it. I don't think she was going to come and take my child and hurt her in that way. Just friending our kids on Roblox would have been hurting her. And the fact you don't get that makes me worry for you, your kids, all of it. What I mean when I say Lonnie's a groomer, thumbnail. That is the whole story. Lonnie thought it would be a good idea to friend my kid on Roblox. That is grooming. We're not friends. If she was worried about my child, right? Literally any of the other mothers, she'd right? Like the other autistic mothers, that group that had CPS called on, right? Those would be better friends for my kid. Clearly not the lying group of people, not the people who change their story and scramble constantly. I'm just gonna, because I don't have any other way of sharing it, green screen, virtual background. Here we go. Let's put this one up actually. So you see here, it says, yes, Lonnie knows everything, right? Lonnie's been involved the whole time. Now let's put up the other one, just cause. Even though it's on the other part. I'm just gonna turn off my camera so that it is more clear. Nope, that does not work. We're just gonna turn off my camera this way. All right. I know we both have to run, but I had to tell you this story too. This is, by the way, to Katie Felton. Lonnie said last week she was thinking about getting her own kids to try to somehow find Jubilee's kid on Roblox or something so she could get information and so that her kids could help Jubilee's girl. What? Even Allie knows this is too far. I was like, Lonnie, you're out of your mind. She's really being stupid, and I will be fully ignoring her from here on out. What she did with you is totally over the line. Again, she's talking to Katie, right? Not that they all called CPS on me and had me committed against my will, right? No. It's too far. It is too far. Allie's right. Allie is right. It's over the line. This whole thing. And now I know she's just like this to everyone. I want to do something about Carrie Ann too, because she is the only one that is truly a dangerous person, I think. But there should be a way to get Jubilee's YouTube removed. That's the YouTube we're on currently. And to get them all to stop harassing people. I think we can possibly really get something done. Something Carrie Ann. So thank you to your whole, I'm going to go with family on that one. All right, let's go back to virtual background. Let's get none on there and come back. All right. So that is what I mean when I say Lonnie's a groomer. She tried to friend my kid on Roblox. Now, does she have the skills to do that? No, she does not. Plus, my kid's too smart for that. Nonetheless, that is what I mean by grooming. When an adult tries to get a connection with a child, even through their children, which is another level of effed up, right? Now, Lonnie doesn't care that Allie said that to Katie, right? She forgives Allie. Her and Allie have talked it out. They forgive Allie for absolutely everything and anything. But I still consider that absolutely horrific, right? You don't need to worry about my child. Now, they've all outed each other. Katie, dear God, Lonnie, Allie, Josh of Dad Challenge podcast, all called CPS on me. Katie backed it up, the dad of Josh. So either, these are the two possibilities. Katie does not know Josh, does not know Elise Myers, right? She's just a liar. Or she does know them. He is, one of them's each other's client, right? I'm so confused as to what Katie does for a living. But Josh is her client. And Josh, who lives in the same country as me, of Dad Challenge podcast, called CPS on me because I said that he was an ableist, bear, right? I got a whole art project that I did. Sorry, the bear. Man versus bear. No, that was the other guy, right? Mr. Dixon was the bear one. The actual name of it this moment, Alex. Because Hannah was the name of the caregiver who was also ableist AF. Now, I'm not going to be on very long today. I'm just here to explain what I mean by grooming, right? It is very clear what grooming is. It does not need to be sexual. I did not think Lonnie was trying to human traffic my child, but she did leap over the line. Even Allie can see that is too far. But again, they all forgive their cult leader of absolutely everything. And Josh is either completely ignorant as to who I am, in which case somebody should tell him, and we should have a conversation, right? A video chat on his channel, on my channel, somebody's channel to clear up whether Josh of Dad Challenge podcast called CPS on Jubilee. Let's go to Dad Challenge podcast just so we know who we're talking about. Oh, wait, just gotta showcase first that it is in fact an actual message. Okay, well, it's not that long, so can you go back to straight? Okay. No, wrong way. Okay, hit the full button so you can actually read it. I just keep hoping she will come back down to reality and realize while she's championing for a better world, knows how to create a better world, and being fucking irresponsible if I wasn't creating that for my child, to be clear. Did I know how to dismantle capitalism and create a world of peace so my kid doesn't have to experience a genocide in real time, ever? Did she not experience this one, right? She's a kid, and I have the privilege of having her not experience that, unlike the children of Gaza, the children of the Ukraine, that's not necessarily a genocide, but sure as fuck is war and trauma we're all gonna have to deal with when they grow up. For a better world for her and her kid, that she could be giving her spoons to the kid herself right now. Each and every time if my kid wants me at all for anything, she's priority. She knows that. By making the time for quality time spent, she's going to wake up one day and be full of regrets and realize she could have given her kid the one thing she needed, love and attention. My kid has all the love that she could possibly handle. She knows she's loved for exactly who and what she is. The attention part does take more energy, and anytime she wants me, she gets my energy first and foremost. You guys do not. And I think that's his projection. You guys, Caitlin and Lonnie, are going to wake up and realize how much time they wasted on the Allie Priestley cult. Absolutely. Any of that time, any of that money could have been spent on your children. Lonnie's got 3 of them. That's a lot of time wasted when you could be being with them. Regrets and realize she could have given her kid the one thing she needed, love and attention. And live a life where you have nothing besides the important things. That's what we're working on. Villages for everyone, world peace for everyone, because we don't all have it. None of us fucking have it, actually. That's the only reason she pays attention. That's the reason she pays attention, because we're deep concerned for my child. So much so she participated in getting CPS called on us. Canadian CPS. I don't want Judy to lose her kid. You guys say these things, and then you conspire with the person who weaponizes CPS, right? I want her to wake up and be the person that saves their lives, not the world's problems. Right. And if I could do that, if I actually could just be a mother to my kids, I've explained many times, like just cooking clean and just in fuck the world, post October 7th, I probably absolutely would. That was not, it is not an option. It's definitely not an option now. Saves their lives and not the world's problems. If you know how to save the world's problems, you should be concentrating on the world's problems. For at least, you know what I mean, the equivalent of your full-time job. You all participating in the capitalism and breaking down the system, like not breaking down the system that is so very clearly broken, I think makes you all horrible parents. If you're not actively working to make this world a better place for the children you are raising 10, 20, 30 years from now, and you're encouraging your kids to have grandkids and you've had kids, you're a horrible person. You should be helping create a better, beautiful world, and it's some kind. Or you just have complete blinders on and you don't understand what is happening in the world, that we're destroying our environment, our social fabric's breaking down, capitalism's on the brink of destruction because we've used all the resources. So much slavery, there's more slaves on the planet today than there have ever been at any point in time in history. Good times we're living through. And I know how to fix it, so you think I should be doing what instead? Like, literally, makes me want, and this is all, right? This was all over there, and just this one was shown to me. Not Allie's response, right? Where I'm sure Allie is like, yeah, that sounds great, we can get information from her. If you friended her kid on Roblox. The Feltons suggest there's much more to this Roblox story. I heard the Roblox story from Lonnie's own mouth and was still worried. Still absolutely worried about her kids, the world's kids. My kid, except that she doesn't have the ability to friend my kids, so less worried about mine, has Roblox or Kids Messenger, so my kids can interact with her, so she has friends. It's so fucking sad. Sorry, I went on a rant. LOL. Yeah, but my parenting. Well, claiming to be concerned about my child. Well, again, you guys all conspired to get CBS.
Okay, so here's what I actually said, and this is what Jubilee was received, and I posted it immediately. I sent it to her in DMs that day, which I'll get to the date. I said this on May 7th, and this, you can pause to read. So on May 31st, this is Jubilee already had all those DMs, and I already explained everything to her, and she still chose to completely misrepresent what I said, what I meant, and continually slander me. So that's it in a nutshell.